Hello everyone, I'm David and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a reading for the sign Leo for the time period for the remainder of April to mid-May. I'm going to keep with the same format that I did last time, in which I'm going to pull three cards for your current and three more cards for your future. And I'm just going to read out or say pretty much what comes to me naturally, and I guess use the cards to help guide me. Pretty excited for this one because I guess I have this curiosity about Leo energies and for like their very interesting signs. So I already have like a couple cards that popped out, so I'm just gonna keep them. The first one I have, not sure if this shows up good on the camera. The Six of Cups, which is upright. The next one is the Emperor. No, excuse me, the Empress. Sorry about that. The Empress. And just as a quick disclaimer, I recently purchased these cards, so I'm just trying to get used to like the new layout. Just give me some time. Then I also have the Emperor, which came upside down or reverse. So we'll keep it that way. And lastly, the Queen of Pentacles. This is a very interesting read. I guess I haven't read it yet, but at least the cards are pretty interesting to me so far. So, the Six of Cups, mentioned memories. This is joy, upright, the Empress. So I'm definitely getting a interesting, I guess, feeling from the Six of Cups, which represents like happy memories, reminiscing childhood memories. I mean, innocence, joy. All that seems like a very like childish type spirit. I know sometimes I do also catch myself like thinking about like periods when I was young and things that I wish that I was still doing at my age now. But I mean, this is a pretty good start. Then it transitions to the Empress, which is upright, which is abundance, nurturing, fertility, femininity, good parenting, development, accomplishment, growth. You know, I find these two, since they became, since the Empress came right behind the Six of Cups, is like I'm picking up as like a transition. Like maybe this represents a transition. I'm gonna try to normally just FYI like how I guess do my reads. So the way I look at the cards is like I kind of view them as guides. It's like the one precedes the previous one kind of like leads, I guess, to like transitions in my mind. So maybe I might be wrong, but at least I just want to put that out there. So to me, it just seemed like a nice like transition period. But then we move to the Emperor, which came out reverse, which is controlling, lack of discipline, rigid, stubborn, tyrant, recklessness. Then it ends with the Queen of Pentacles, which is back to nurturing, practical, providing finance. Wait, excuse me, providing financially, a working parent. Okay, I'm just gonna read what came to me just now, like what came to my mind, and I hope I don't offend anyone. At least I'm just gonna say what came to my mind. Leo, I wonder if this represents these first two cards. I wonder if they represent a conflict within you internally, meaning if this is say representing and someone that's maybe an adult who still have some immature ways. And the reason why I'm going in this direction right now is simply because transitioning to the Emperor upside down, it makes me think like some, like say, adult or young adult who might feel emboldened where they get to make all their own decisions or feel, I don't know, I guess the best way I can describe it is like back when I guess was first turning 18, where I started to like, I guess start to believe that I could make all my own decisions, which I could, but that sense of freedom, or I guess I'm not sure if this makes sense to you guys, but I felt like when I first turned 18 or leading up to that age, I started to feel like I had more freedom to make my own decision. Felt like I could listen less to my elders because I'm gonna do things differently. I'm gonna show them, and I guess with that in mind, I'm pretty sure some of my elders probably thought I was also stubborn, and because I was so, I guess, big-headed in a way where I felt like I know what's best for my life. They probably thought I was making some, I guess, wrong decisions because that's what I'm getting from this Emperor in reverse card, which it makes me think that you might just be jumping ahead into something that you're not fully thinking out, which could be causing a bunch of regrets, which I hope that's not the case, but that's at least what I'm picking up right now from, I guess, how these cards are now resonating with me. And the good thing, though, is that at the end of this, I feel like you've been able to turn it around where, uh, you know, you're able to make more make wiser decisions in which you're now, if not now, but you're very close being in your Queen of Pentacles, which is, abundance and nurturing, making more practical decisions, less reckless. I think even though this came out in your read, Leo, I do think this is a very common thing for a lot of young people because I feel like this is something very similar to like how I went about my young years as like when I first became an adult, in which I felt emboldened, like yes, I'm grown now, I can make my own decisions, and I'm pretty sure some of my peers or my elders felt that I was also acting a tad bit immature during that time, but I was definitely feeling like I was free or had the ability to like experience life as I could because I was an adult. And I do know like back then when I like similar to what I'm picking up here, some of the decisions I was making was a little bit reckless, and I also have to like shake myself out of it. So I feel like this is pretty normal, but excuse me. Then again, this did come out. Excuse me. This did come out specifically for your reading. So I wonder if this is something that maybe a Leo had to hear because hopefully this can allow you or help you pass through this period a lot faster. Because looking back, if I guess start to shape up a lot more faster, I probably would have been a lot. I basically, if I would have shaped up a lot faster, I would have been ahead of where I am now. But either way, like I feel like this is a normal read for like from what I got from it. Let's go to the next set of cards. Also, just a side note, I do have some very I do have some very enjoyable moments. So to me, it's not like a complete bad thing because I think we all should have time to enjoy our life. So I mean, life does get pretty routine the older we get. So I don't think this is a bad, I guess, a bad space to be in right now. It's very normal, and you want to enjoy your time as much as you can while we're here. So let's see for the future. Five of Wands, upright, Ace of Wands, Three of Swords, Five of Wands. tension, conflict, rivalry, disagreement, strife, tension. Next is the Ace of Wands, upright, new projects, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, desire, power, potential. Sorry, excuse me. Beginnings, new opportunities, and growth. Then the Three of Swords, heartbreak, Sorry, that's my dog. the the Three of Swords, heartbreak, suffering, grief, emotional pain, sorrow, hurt, divorce, loss, depression. Give me 1 second. I think she's gonna keep barking. Okay, sorry about that, Leo. Continuing from your, excuse me, continue with your read. I'm just gonna say I was hoping that for my first Leo excuse me, I was hoping that I was gonna get all positive vibes, but I'm not getting that right now. To be honest, I'm just gonna hope that I'm wrong, but I'm just gonna say what came to mind just in case someone needs to hear this. I get two different ideas. I'm just gonna read the first one. My first thought with these cards, I'm picking up someone that you might be leading to head into a relationship in which it might, you guys might disagree quite a bit. And it seems that this might be someone that you actually might have somewhat of an interest in because that's what I'm seeing, heartbreak at the end. And maybe, just maybe, you might just have to find ways to be creative or explore new projects or ideas to possibly take your mind off of this heartbreak. Or let me just try to line it up. Let me just add another idea. So that was my first idea. My second idea, maybe you are at conflict with, I don't know. It's just I'm getting negative. Sorry, I'm getting very negative vibes from this reading. I mean, from these three cards. Let's see. Maybe it's a conflict for something that you might have an interest in that's work related, possibly. But okay, yeah, let me go with that as well. So maybe it's a tension. Maybe you want to be able to explore your creative freedom, and you having some pushback. Maybe this is truly like work related or free, like feeling free, and you're in your mindset or your mode of creating, and you have a bunch of brilliant ideas, but maybe your ideas are getting rejected or shut down, and it's making you feel a certain way about it. Like maybe your passion is behind what you're building or creating, and people are just not like caring for it, or you feel like your work is being ignored, which is making you feel like, man, like make you feel like you're suffering, which is it's a bad feeling as well. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull some type of positive energy out of this. Let me try to go in another direction just to see. Maybe there has to be something that else. Um, okay, let's say maybe you're working on a team that's a team that you guys are trying to create and working it collectively, and maybe there's just some concessions that you have to make on some of the, I guess, ideas that you have that making you feel like you're breaking your own, you're stepping over, or you're conceding on your own boundary, which is also can make people feel kind of in a negative way. So let me pull two more cards. I just want to see if I can get something else that's a little more positive out of this Leo, because right now it's making me feel kind of icky. I know I wanted your read to be like good energy, but the top row felt like it maybe like end with a little bit positivity to it, but on this bottom, I mean the last three kind of makes me feel a little bit icky, to be honest. So Okay, I got the Five of Swords, more swords. Okay. And then I have the Ten of Cups. So the last two I pulled. Okay, I'm just gonna continue with the ideas or the thoughts that came. If see how they translate to me. So if this is love related, right? As far as like a personal relationship, I really do think it was due to conflict, right? You couldn't work. You guys was fighting, and it seems like it was someone that maybe another something that I just picked up on that I possibly could have missed. You guys was experiencing conflict here. You was trying to find or figure out ways to possibly salvage the relationship or the connection. You saw that it wasn't working, which started to break your heart. The Five of Swords is giving me like a double confirmation of there was some type of conflict that possibly led to the ending of some type of relationship. But in the end, it seems like it's gonna turn out for the good either way. Because now I see like harmony at the end, blissful relationships. That's alignment. So actually, maybe the relationship could go either way. Now, I don't want to encourage someone to stay in a very toxic relationship because I know some people truly believe in tough love, or sometimes arguments is somewhat necessary as long as it's done in a fair or respectable manner, depending on like how the relationship dynamic is. But maybe you guys don't ultimately break up, and you guys find some way to work it out. If you guys are able to settle your differences or get to a shared place of understanding, because this it does look like two like happy couple. I'm not sure if you guys are able to see the picture. I gotta figure that out. So sorry if you can't see the picture, but yeah, it doesn't look like you're gonna end in a very dark place. Like in this picture, it shows two people that's kind of like hugged up, but you never know. Maybe this could also represent you being alone. Like but just at a happy state of mind or a happy place altogether. The thought of the second idea, like maybe this could be indeed a conflict related to work, and maybe the conflict continues here with the five of swords. But again, maybe there's some type of concession where you're either deciding to do your own thing. Maybe there's like these you becoming creative or thinking of different ways to do your own thing leads you to a more um, leads you to the ten of cups, which is I that's this is a very good card to end on. And again, like with my last thought, maybe this is like you was working on a team. Again, you was trying to contribute your ideas, and they was just being shot down. And it was starting to make you feel like you was not properly maintaining your boundaries, which didn't stop the conflict or the tension. But overall, maybe you guys was able to talk it out and make some concessions where you can all work together and I guess be in harmony. But either way, this was an interesting read to me. And I feel like it went to me through different emotions. So sorry if this didn't resonate with you guys, but of course, just take what does, and if it doesn't, just leave it. This was a very interesting one. But I don't know. Let me know if any of this resonated with anyone. I'm interested. Well, actually, in this case, I actually hope it doesn't because this one was a struggle to get some positivity to the very end out of it. So I'm hoping that this doesn't resonate overall with majority of the people, but if it does, at least you're gonna turn out for, I mean, in a good place at the end. So uh, please leave a comment if you can, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And besides that, I